family members, we are looking at day 2 of the India versus England test match that's going to happen in Birmingham. And it's going to be a very, very interesting platform. You only have two specialist batters, if you may say, in this revamped India 11 that you're seeing. Shubman Gill is in top form with a fantastic 114 unbeaten. Ravindra Jadeja is also looking good. He has a century in Edgbaston, remember, by the way. And you have Washington Sundar coming up. Akashdeep can also weave the willow. But one England bowler is under immense criticism for the distraction tactics that he was employing. Bryden Cars. Bryden Cars was seen taking his tongue out and trying to ensure while he's bowling, he's just taking his tongue out at the last moment and he's trying to bowl. He's also trying to do some kind of a finger gesture while also trying to bowl. Now, should England be penalized for this? Because there is something within the MCC rules which says, rule number 41, which states that deliberate attempt to distract can result in a penalty. Was Bryden Cars guilty of that in trying to throw Shubman Gill off his mark? That we'll have to explore, because the footage clearly indicates that Cars is trying to do something which is just not right in the spirit of the game, or so-called playing of the game in that sense. So, looking at the way how the situation is, England will be like, okay, they continue to indulge in all this, but India also haven't raised a complaint on that. But technically, should England be given some penalty runs? Should India be given some penalty runs? Because the bowler is deliberately trying to distract the batter. This is one thing that has been doing the rounds in the news today. So, England are resorting to certain tactics, 310 for 5. If they can get India to under 450, then I think they would have done a decentish job, because the Edgbaston wicket is very, very good. It is looking in, it's still flat. There are some areas in which you get some extra bouts. If you exploit that consistently, you may get some purchase. But apart from that, it's going to be bright and sunny. It's going to be hot as the day progresses. So that's why the pitch will continue to be good. Chris Wokes, by the way, has done a very good job with the ball. He did trouble Gill a lot. And he was the pick of the bowlers yesterday. So, today the weather is going to be pretty good. There is a weather threat only for Saturday and Sunday. But that too, it is not heavy rain. It's going to be light rain, which might stop play for 25-30 minutes. And you won't see entire day's play being washed out. So that is the weather when you have to look at Birmingham at this stage. Now, as far as the ODI between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh are concerned, one of the most epic collapses you witnessed in modern day cricket. Because 100 for 1 in a chase of 245, Bangladesh had never won an ODI against Sri Lanka in Colombo. You very well had a chance. But then you lost 7 wickets for 5 runs. And that saw a total collapse. Bangladesh lost the match and the chance to ensure that they would take a lead in the series. How do you lose 7 wickets for 4 runs? Wanindu Hasaranga was in top form. But yesterday in the Sri Lanka versus Bangladesh match, we saw the new ICC rule being implemented and 5 penalty runs were awarded to Bangladesh because Sri Lanka didn't start their over on time. 2 offenses, you get a warning. 3rd offense, 5 penalty runs. This is what Sri Lanka did. On any other day, it would have hurt them. It didn't hurt them that day, so that's why they should be lucky that it didn't happen. Today is also the start of the 2nd test between Australia and the West Indies at Grenada. Lots is hinged on this match because if Australia win, it'll be yet another series win in the West Indies for them. They last lost to them in 1991. Ever since then, Australia have managed to ensure that they win consistently in the West Indies. On the other hand, if West Indies win, then everything is open in the 3rd test against Australia in Jamaica because that is a pink ball test match. West Indies beat Australia in a pink ball test match the last time. Here in Jamaica, they'll be fancy to do that also. So, lots riding on this particular test match that you're going to see. As far as other sporting events are concerned, Manolo Marquez, who is the India football coach, he's decided to part ways with Indian football. After 8 games being in charge, Indian football is now in the hunt for a new coach. So now this only deepens the turmoil that is there within Indian football at this stage. Where is the way out for them? Manolo Marquez, when you look at his appointment, he had achieved tremendous success for his club. But when it comes to India, it has been an absolute disaster. FC Goa, he had managed to win titles. Now he's just not going to happen. So that is why Indian football continues to be in turmoil. As far as the other events are concerned, Jyoti Araji's season is over because she's had a knee injury, and that is why she's had to undergo some kind of therapy, and that's why her season's over. Jyoti Araji, India's ace sprinter, will not be participating in any more events in this season. As far as the Superbet Rapid and Blitz tournament is concerned, you saw Gukesh put on a great show. Pragnananda is at the bottom. Gukesh is level with 3 other players at the top. Today it is going to be Gukesh versus Carlson. How will that pan out? That remains to be seen. How will the Indians fare against Magnus Carlsen? That remains to be seen. So yes, it's going to be very, very interesting as to how Superbet Norway, Superbet Croatia, Chess, Rapid and Blitz is going to pan out today. So you have 3 rounds today, you have 3 rounds tomorrow, that will determine the Rapid winner. Then you have 2 days of Blitz events that's going to take place. So that is the current situation which is there. I'll take some comments which is going on. If Karun is struggling, freaking awesome thing. If Karun is struggling to score at Edgbaston and Leeds, not sure how he's going to perform at Lords if he gets a chance. Lords is the only wicket in the series where bowlers get some assistance. All other wickets are very flat. Even at Lords, the wicket will ease out of the first innings. Every wicket is flat. There is nothing called as a seaming wicket or a seaming green deck in any of the grounds in England in this modern era. Let's make it very, very clear. They cannot afford to make seam and swinging wickets because it will go against their blueprint of batting. So that is why it is very, very important to know that any pitch you play in England, you're not going to get it. The ICC WTC was an outlier because that was done by the ICC curators. England's curators know what they have to prepare. It is going to be an absolute road. So that's how we are looking at it. Anshu Mishra is like saying Steve Smith will play. Is it true? And I think he will be fit today, but he's actually going to be in a splinter for 8 weeks. I don't know if he's going to play this match or he's going to play the Jamaica test match, the pink ball test match. If he's picked, good for Australia, then never saw such boring pitches in England, pathetic approach in McCullum and Stokes' coward approach. But that is the approach that has worked for them. Which team is up 1-0? Is it India or is it England? It's England. You have to understand one thing. England have had to change their pitches because they don't have the batters anymore to ensure that they score runs on any conditions. It's only Joe Root for them. To ensure that the batters are in form, they have had to take this kind of an approach. It's kind of worked for them in England, but they haven't won the Ashes there against Australia. It hasn't worked so far anywhere else. Pakistan, they got away with it because Pakistan themselves self-destructed. But they are mostly wanting to prepare all these kind of wickets only for their batters to get some kind of form in that sense. And Priyansh, in 2018, I think India in entire series scored only 5 centuries. Now it's too flat. Fun is missing of England conditions. Yeah, I mean, those old days of flat wickets, those seaming wickets no longer. Do you see a Priyanshu saying, I said, no, I don't think so. They might reach 450. How much does India need? 400 or 500? They need 450 plus to justify the batting that they've got. England mein match ho raha hai, Multan mein. Well, I don't know. It's happening in Edgbaston, but it's changed. England has changed in a lot of ways. Rishikesh Rathod is saying, tell me something on Shubman Gill captaincy, it is batting relation. Shubman Gill as a batter has silenced critics. But as far as his captaincy is concerned, I'll judge him only on August 4th. That is the last day of the series at the Oval. I'll only judge his captaincy then. So far, it's not been inspiring. So far. But it could change. Freaking also, Bangladesh series will be cancelled. We need to wait until October to see Rohit and Virat. Any update on Bangladesh? It was freaking awesome. India versus Bangladesh is not going to be cancelled because it's part of the FTP. Now, it could be postponed. That is what we are getting to hear. It could be postponed to some other date. That is what we are getting to hear. And we have done a video yesterday, you can check that out as well, that India versus Bangladesh series could be postponed. So even if you want to wait, and by the way, the relationship at this point in time, when you have to look at, we have to wait until October to see Rohit and Virat. For me, after September, there is no more support for the Indian team. You figure out why. In that sense, out of the 7 test centuries, 5 against Basball, he needs to be checked against better bowling attacks, Priyanshu. But then, out of 7 test centuries, 5 against Basball, he needs to be checked against better bowling lineup. But you score against anybody who you get. Simple. We can't keep on weighing it against these parameters. So, pitch se Gill ka average better ho jayega, sees it tak 40. Yeah. Hope it happens. Hope it happens. Is Karun Nair in trouble with his batting? No, he is in big trouble. He's not in trouble, he's in big trouble. And if he doesn't do well at Lord's, game over. He's not making a comeback after this also. So, thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this morning wrap. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.